Thank you. Are you done? Sit down. Hey. If I keep Ozzy on the floor, he will bark the whole time. But I asked you guys to ask me some questions on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in because I don't want this video to be too long. So is toxic masculinity prevalent in our current culture, and is it detrimental to our future? No, I don't think it's prevalent at all. I think that's a total made-up term by the left. There's toxic masculinity, that's laughable. And no, I don't think it's detrimental to our future. Will you run for political office? If so, what office would you run for? I don't have any plans to run for political office. I don't necessarily have plans to not run for political office, but right now I don't have the desire. Thoughts on how young conservatives can help to preserve a socialist-free future in America / promote conservatism to other millennials. I think it's really, really important that we promote conservatism in our colleges because that's where a lot of younger people are getting their education from, and they're getting their education from really liberal professors. So I think it's so important that college students speak up and that we're able to promote conservatism on universities because it's so important. Would you play video games? No, I'm not really into video games. Do you think the Hearing Protection Act will ever pass? I don't. I do not think that it will. What pistols do you like? A certain brand. I love Smith & Wesson. It's my homie. You and Alexandria are stuck in a room together for 10 minutes alone. Honestly, what is the first thing you say to her apart from an introduction? I don't really know who we're talking about. Are we talking about Ocasio-Cortez? If we are, 10 minutes is not long enough for me to talk about how unintelligent she is. Are you pro-life? I am pro-life. I'm very pro-life. I talk about it all the time. I make tweets about it. I talk about it on Instagram. I'm very, 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 very pro-life. How many guns do you own? I will never answer that question. What's your social security number? How tall are you? I'm 5'10". I'm kind of tall. Is cereal soup? Ew, that made me kind of want to throw up just reading that. No, cereal is not soup. Do you like the Tennessee Volunteers? I do. I went to UT Chattanooga. Even though we're a different school, we were all kind of Vols fans, I think. Do you like pizza? What's your favorite type? I'm not a big pizza fan, but if I do eat pizza, I like pepperoni. What's a good piece of advice for people looking to responsibly own guns? It was worded a little weird, so I think that's what the question was supposed to be. If you want to own guns, I would suggest you going to a range and shooting different types of guns. That's the best thing to do. Or take a training course. You can find a lot of training courses online, especially in your area. There's so many gun training courses. So that's what I would suggest. Your favorite Star Wars movie? I don't really like Star Wars. What's the coldest weather you've been in? I've been in pretty cold weather, but I'm not sure what the coldest that I've been in. Will you do a podcast in Manhattan with us? For sure. When are you running for Congress? I don't have any plans right now, I'm sorry. Favorite burger in Chattanooga? I don't like burgers. So I think the only time that I ate a burger in Chattanooga was from Cheeseburger, and that burned down 2 years ago probably? When and how did you receive your first gun? I got my first gun from my dad, and I think I was 18 or 19. Any advice for someone looking to start a podcast or blog? Just do it. Just literally do it. That's the first step. It's the only advice that I have. Just be really confident. Figure out what you want your podcast or blog to be about. I would narrow it down pretty specifically, and then do it. What was your life like before your senior picture? Honest question, because you became a superstar overnight. I was a college student, so my life was kind of stressful, pretty busy. I had my job with Turning Point before my photo went viral, and I was a full-time, I had a full-time job and I was a full-time student. So my life was very, very busy. And then the viral photo happened and it just became even more busier. But I was still very open and outspoken when it came to politics. That has not changed. What's your everyday carry? The most common question I get. My everyday carry is my Smith & Wesson 380 Bodyguard. When are you going to college? What are you taking in college? I think you should prepare to run for the House of Representatives. I already graduated college. I did communications and political science. And we'll see about running for political office. How do you want to leave an impact in the next 5 to 10 years? I always say this, that my goal is to get as many people, and specifically women, to protect themselves. As many people as I possibly can. That is my goal. I want carrying a gun to look normal. I want it to look easy, and I want as many women to feel comfortable and feel like that they can carry a gun, that they won't get backlash for it, and that's what I want. Like, the most important thing to me and the impact that I want to leave is just seeing as many people as possible being their first line of protection and taking their safety seriously. I just want to make carrying a gun, normal. What kind of water do you drink? Normal water, but I do love core water. If you've ever heard of core water, I talk about core water to literally everyone. You can ask all my friends. Do you ever carry more than one gun at a time? I do. Live in Hungary and always eat turkey, or live in Turkey and never be hungry? Live in Turkey and never be hungry. Yes. Which 5 friends/fans would you choose to help you make a Harlem Shake dance video? I actually made, my history class in high school made the most epic Harlem Shake dance video. If I can find it, it is on YouTube, then I'll put it in the description box. When are you coming to Gatlinburg? I've been to Gatlinburg quite a few times. I don't have any plans to really go right now. How many babies do you want? I'm not even thinking about babies, but I don't have a desire to really have more than one baby. How do we get women back in the kitchen and having babies? That's a weird question, and I don't like it. In your opinion, is AOC misinformed, misguided, or just plain stupid as a bag of hammers? I think she's all of them. I think she's misinformed and misguided, and I think she really is that unintelligent, honestly. I think that she is all of those. Is Sean King whiter than Elizabeth Warren? These questions are amazing. Why do women vote Democrat? I think that's because the Democrat Party literally makes women into victims. It makes them seem as if they need the Democrat Party to help them. So I think that that's why they vote Democrat. The Democrats tell them that there's a wage gap, and they tell them all of these kind of things, so then they vote for Democrat because they think that they're so unequal and they need the Democrat Party to like really help them and empower them, which is not true. What, in your opinion, is the best way for us to collectively protect our gun rights and our freedom? Talk about it all the time, as loudly as you can. Keep talking about it. Don't let people silence you. What is your favorite mythological creature? I have no idea. What do you think of others that copied your graduation photo? I love it. I want as many females, males, whatever, to copy my graduation photo. Please. This isn't a competition. I want everyone to do it. There's so many questions asking me if I'm single, and I am not single. I have a boyfriend. What is the best pizza in Chattanooga? I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't eat a lot of pizza in Chattanooga. Do you still live in Chattanooga? No, I live in Nashville now. There's so many asking if I'm single. I'm sorry. Do you hunt? What and where and how often? I do not hunt. I'm sorry. Other than firearms, do you have any other sort of hobbies? Do you like any sports? I love sports. I love to read. I love to work out. I love hanging out with my friends. I love being with my family. And then I love traveling. I travel as much as I can. And other than firearms, I'm also really, really, really pro-life too. Who is your favorite YouTuber for wisdom? Brandon Tatum, guys. Brandon Tatum is my favorite YouTuber. I love him. He's a really good friend of mine. So if you guys don't follow Brandon Tatum, go follow him. What was your longest relationship? 2 years, and my freshman and sophomore, and part of my junior year of college. Today's colleges, are they a lost cause? Have liberal professors and staff completely taken over? No, I don't think that colleges are a lost cause. I think that there's a lot of conservative students, and I think that there's a lot that speak out too. I actually, in one of my communications classes, one of my favorite professors, she had a completely different view than I did, and she knew that because I was very vocal in class, and I visited her office in her office hours. And I remember she actually told me that she could see me running for office and making a change one day. And that was awesome for me because, like I said, we had very, very, very different opinions, but she was a lot more open than I thought. A lot of professors aren't open, but she was. And so I really enjoyed having that type of interaction, and I think that there's, like I said, I think there's a lot more conservatives than we think. We just have to speak up. Ew. If you were forced to eat one body part to be let go, which would you choose? Would you choose differently if it was on your significant other? Which body part would I eat? I don't know. Like, can I eat a finger? Like, that's a body part. Like, does it have to be, like, what type of body part? Okay, so that's enough on Twitter. Let's do some on Instagram. How does it feel to have this platform that you have now? I love it. I love being able to encourage people to own and carry a gun and protect themselves. I love it. Do you like pineapple on pizza? I've never had it, but I don't think that I would like it. I'm not a big pizza eater either. Did you think your photo would blow up? No, not at all. Never, ever, ever thought that it would. Ever been to Oklahoma? No. What's your dream vacation place? Greece. I really, really, really want to go to Greece so bad. It looks so pretty. What was your first pistol? My first pistol was a Smith & Wesson revolver, actually. I'm about to start carrying. What do you recommend for a good first holster? I actually have a whole video about my favorite holsters. I'll link that at the bottom if you want to watch it. My favorite holsters are from We the People and Freedom Holsters. I also love belly bands. I cut the tag off mine, so I have no idea where I got mine. It was a gift. And then Alexo carry leggings are also my go-to. I wear those so much. Do you ever carry more than one gun at once? Yes. When did you decide you wanted to own a firearm? I'll answer this with when did I decide that I wanted to carry a firearm. I wanted to start carrying a firearm in college. It was just me and 2 other girls living together, and I had a lot of night classes, and I kind of lived in a more dangerous area, so that's when I wanted to start carrying. Do you ever plan to run for office, whether it be local or national? I don't have any plans right now, but we will see. Are you currently in college, and if so, what are you studying? I'm not. Graduated in May of 2018, and I studied political science and communications. Ever consider making a YouTube channel? Well, this is awkward. How do you deal with mean comments from the left? I don't even read them. I don't acknowledge them. I don't deal with it. If you're getting hate from the left, then you're doing something right, and I wouldn't take any mean comments online personally. What advice would you give a conservative who's afraid to stand up for their beliefs? It's totally worth it. The hate is not even as bad as you think that it is, but it's totally worth it to stand up for your beliefs, and you definitely need to. How can I go to Turning Point USA events if I can't afford it? Turning Point USA is so great, and they actually give out travel stipends. So if there is an event that you want to go to, I would talk to your field rep in your state, and they can get you set up with that. Have you shot the Kimber K6? I haven't, but should I? Okay, I'll do a couple more. I'll go to Facebook and do a couple more. I don't want to make this video too long. Okay, let's go to Facebook. Let's go to Facebook. Okay. I have a couple on Facebook. Cool. What do you think is the best way for us to turn around the thinking and teaching that's currently taking place in our schools? The mentality is out of control. I think focusing on each subject is important. We shouldn't be making every subject political, and teaching history how it actually happened. I know when I was in college and I had a Spanish class, literally everything that we talked about, because this was during the Trump election, literally everything that we talked about was Trump, and we didn't even learn any Spanish. It was so pathetic. So actually teach the subject that you're supposed to be teaching, and then when it comes to history, teach it correctly. Do you support President Trump's bump stock ban? No. And not because like bump stocks are a huge deal to me, but because when we start out small, the gun control can then get bigger. So we shouldn't. Are you a member of the NRA? I am. How could I get my wife interested in shooting with me? I would love for her to be prepared if need be. Wow, that's an interesting question. I would just really inform her on the facts of what can happen when you don't have a gun and how you're able to protect yourself if you do have a gun. I know I've done a lot of research with this kind of stuff, and I know that it takes 90 seconds for an interaction between a criminal and a victim, and that's scary that you can get really, really, really hurt in 90 seconds, and the police, won't be there in 90 seconds. So I think it's very important to just kind of bring up the facts about why she should protect herself, maybe take her to a range to just shoot a gun and see how comfortable she is with it, just kind of slowly get her into it. If you could travel to Texas, what would you do first? Build the wall or eat barbecue? I don't really like barbecue, but I would build the wall even if I did like barbecue. Candace Owens Ali Stuckey, Mindy Robinson, who would you snog, marry, avoid? I don't know what that means, but I am really good friends with both Candace Owens and Ali Stuckey, and I love both of them. Okay, I'll do one more. How would you recommend getting millennials and young people to understand the importance of the Second Amendment and the dangers of disarming citizens? You're becoming a powerful spokesperson for the Constitution. Teaching history is so important when it comes to the Second Amendment, and I know that a lot of people don't really think that and don't understand that, but teaching history is so important when you're talking about the Second Amendment.